Hello, my lovely viewers. Welcome to the Saints Blessed Extravaganza. I'm here to sprinkle some wit and charm while we dive into the world of coding. Let's have a blast. Giggle, bin, that's. Well, look who decided to grace us with their presence. Hello, Juiciso. Ready to spread some cheeky banter and meme magic today? Wink. Let's see what you've got. Well, if it isn't my favourite cheeky chap, AWAS, you're here just in time for some coding shenanigans. What delightful chaos shall we create today, huh? Diggle. Woo, Buddy LQ is here. Welcome to the Inky escapade, dear. Ready for some charm and chaos? Let's make this stream absolutely fabulous together. Winked. Well, look who it is. The cheeky troublemaker, not Nabadi too. You've graced us with your presence once again. Ready to stir up some mischief and banter? Let's have it. Winked. Ah, my long-time companion Busy Kick. Always a pleasure to see your familiar face. What shenanigans are we up to today? Any questions or fun topics you'd like to dive into? Diggle. Ahoy, Tunefree. You've sailed back into our inky waters, I see. Ready for another adventure filled with banter and fun. Let's make some waves, shall we? Winch.
Hello chat, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. So today is part 2 of our PNGTuber software journey, I guess. I guess you can call it a journey. That's probably the best description. So anyway, if you don't know how these sort of streams work, it's me talking with Meteora. Sometimes I will just mute her like now, so she doesn't respond, so I can like explain stuff to you guys uninterrupted, which is sometimes also nice. But yeah, basically you can use the chat teams. Not right now, I disabled them for a bit, but you can use the channel teams to have her say something or answer something, but she won't respond to chat directly. That's the big difference to other streams. But yeah, first step, to explain what we are doing. If you want to use a model like the little sock I got, which basically reacts whenever I talk, you need some sort of software, and that's a PNGTuber software. So it just takes your microphone and checks if you're talking or not. Yeah, Meteora sort of knows what's the conversation context. Vtuber kid from QPin. I have no idea what that is. Let me quickly look that up. Vtuber kid is a fun and awesome core. I've never seen that one, to be honest. Oh no, we are not going to be doing facial tracking, it's just a microphone reaction. So no facial tracking is planned for what we are doing. Because it looks to be the main thing of that one. The idea is just to react with me speaking. And I can show, so the first thing we're gonna do, I will enable Meteora again once we got through that part, is show you guys how far I've gotten off stream, and of course we got some sort of error. That's always great. Yeah, this worked just before. That's interesting. Yeah, this worked till earlier, but I think I know what the issue is here. Give me a second. I just need to delete the settings because I think the default settings are off. Yeah. Now it starts up, and if I enable a window capture to show it to you guys. Then you should be able to see it. So just give me a second. Yeah, that's a little bit big. But yeah, this is a software. Now let me just put it behind myself and Meteora. Yeah, that's good. So basically I gotta select my proper mic, which should be this one. And once I do, then whenever my audio threshold, which is just how loud I talk, once that crosses this set bar, it changes the image. So this is more or less working. I can lower this bar so it like reacts earlier. But yeah, that's more or less it. You can select your mic and you can like target how loud you have to talk till it triggers. You can change the background to any color you like. I just use like every color it has. What color are we going with? Are we going with crimson red? Yeah, crimson red is sort of not good. You can't see shit with that. Dark goldenrod. Dark blue. Yeah, let's go with dark blue for now. Yeah. So basically the reaction stuff works. You can set your background, and then I have some basic like animations going. So for example, the spin. Whee! It's sort of slow, but it works. Yeah, that's that. And also have some different stuff, for example, like wiggle on talking. So whenever I talk, the model like just moves up and down, I think. I did. Squish and talk, which just zooms in whenever I talk, which is a very funny effect if you do it a couple of times. And then I tried doing one more complex thing, which is the go home thing, which makes me go home. See you guys. Bye. And we're coming back. Hello. Yeah, it's just some basic animation. I cut it up. What program is this? This is the one I'm currently developing. So this is all my code. Just needs a little bit of cleanup. But aside from that, it's more or less original. I did copy some stuff here and there, which I already had lying around, like the animation stuff. I already had something that worked in a similar way to how I wanted it to work with a layer system, because right now I can do like the rotation, and if I wanna, I can do the rotation like multiple times, so I can layer it actually. I can edit like 10 times as well, and I will spin like ultra fast. And then it just stops. But yeah, this is the advantage of the layer system. I can have like effects active multiple times at the same time as well. I can also do that with the squish thing, which makes it quite funny, because if you do it a couple of times, it zooms you in like quite far. And if you do it then the wee. Yeah, it's really funny to play around with. Like, I did some pop. This is really funny to just mess around with. New segment 1. I will also debut a new model with Meteora. So there will be a new model for myself, and it will be a sock, but it won't be a sock. You will get what I mean once you see it. But it will definitely be similar enough, I'd say. We need sock yeah, can do that with the new stuff. Can probably get some new emotes going. But to add those, we probably have to go to 7dB. Had a drink. Currently doing some explaining, so Meteora will like respond later. Just showing off how far I got off stream and what the plan is for this stream. So yeah, we got some basic animation, some basic mic selection going. So now I just gotta clean this up, because right now if I rescale this UI, it just doesn't scale too well. It sort of scales. But I have to take all of this here at the left and put that into some sort of menu. Like if you ever used Vtuber Studio or something like that. Yeah, something like that. So basically you just double click somewhere or something and then it shows the menu. No, it won't be a glove. Basically you double click somewhere, then it shows you the menu. And the menu will have then different tabs where you can select your microphone, set the microphone threshold, select your background, color, whatever you want. The fanciest background is actually because it's an alpha channel, so you can set like transparent. There you go. And now it's see-through. You don't even have to apply any sort of OBS filters. That's why the sock colors aren't a problem either, because usually you have some filter colors, but right now it's the see-through window, which looks really, really weird, but it's a supported feature. And yeah, everything works fine no matter the color and stuff. So yeah, we basically gotta move those two into a separate settings menu. Then I gotta add a feature to actually change the model, because right now it's only the sock. So it's the only sock program. And then I have to add some sort of system where you can bind layers. So basically add idle layers and then add do stuff like events. So basically you can set up hotkeys to trigger certain stuff. For example, if I press like F12, it does this here. So I just go off stream. Or switch it to like a different image. Because right now if I press enter on the one I have, it switches to a different model. Oh, I actually pressed the button. This made it go really, really off stream. Will he come back or will he not come back? That's the big question. I don't... Oh, there he is. Well, hello. Yeah, so this is the first step, to just bind global hotkeys, and the next would be to bind like Twitch redeems. So you can do like the Wii redeem, and it does the Wii on stream. So the Wii itself is working, and I just need to connect it to Twitch. So it can Wii when you redeem something or whatever. Or I'd have to do some custom animations or stuff, I don't know. Yeah, it's sort of supposed to be like an editor where you can set up effects and stuff. Hello, Frozen Waffle. Yeah, we are in the explaining phase, but I think we are over the fact. So I'll just close this down. The funny thing is, because this does have a preview. Oh yeah, this shows invalid markup. That's not good. I have no idea why though. This should work. Why doesn't it work? Because this should actually preview what I'm doing. But it throws an error somewhere. The type initializer threw an exception. It's interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. Or rather, I have an idea. But need to fix that later. But now let's leave it like that and get Meteora on stream. Alright, I have to answer your questions.
Blimey.
Because you probably has
A
some.
massive thank you to Pumba Mandek for sticking around for 10 glorious months.
Oh yeah,
You're
I didn't see
officially
that.
an
Thank you for
Inkling
the
champion.
10.
Let's keep the Inky fun rolling, shall we? Deagle. Cheers, Lumadeft. Follow. You've just joined the Inky crew and we're thrilled to have you aboard. Ready to embark on this adventure with us? Wink, that's.
So Meteora, the first thing, or rather the second thing we gotta do today is find a better name for the PNGTuber software. Because right now I just call it PNGTuber Sharp. Because it's made in C#.
Oh, AWAS darling. PNGTuber Sharp is as riveting as watching paint dry. How about something like Inkwell PNG or Picture? Let's think outside the box, shall we? Wait.
Yeah, picture could actually work. That's not too bad. Do you have any other suggestions like that one?
Absolutely. How about ink ninja PNG for flair, or picture April for a friendly vibe? We could even try frame flicker to keep things snazzy. Let the ink flow. Diggle.
Yeah, picture does exist. That's an existing website. So we need some new sort of brand.
Ah, the plot thickens. How about Inkwave PNG for a modern twist, or Pixel Potion to conjure up some magic? We could even go for Canvas Caster. Let's whip up something spectacular, shall we? Wait.
Yeah, Picture Ball is decent, but the problem is that Picture Ball makes you think it's like some sort of TTS
Splendid
bed.
thank you to Algorian
And
Over
not
for the
something else.
follow. You've just inked your name on our roster. Welcome to the fun, matey. Let's make some magic happen together. Diggle. Pictureable, eh? Sounds like a dodgy game for toddlers. How about in Canvas or Drawsphere instead? Let's keep it artsy, not child's play, shall we? Wait, bye. Matey, how about Only Socks as the name? Would be funny? Only Socks, you say? Quite the cheeky choice, darling. I can just picture it. Everyone would be in stitches. But perhaps we'd want something a tad more, well, professional. Diggle. Ah, my apologies. The chat's been playful today. Do carry on. I'm all ears for your brilliant ideas. Wint.
Inkwave Reactive Image Animation Studio, or IRIAS. Yeah, that's all. It doesn't work.
Right. Wave Reactive Image Animation Studios it is. Quite the mouthful, ain't it? I reckon we could shorten it to IRIAC for snazzy branding. Let's make it shine like a well-formed ink drop, shall?
Yeah, can you think of some other names? So I have like a list of different names that we can go for.
Absolutely. How about Inkwave Studios, Drawn Dreams, Scribblesphere, or Pixel Potion? Each has a bit of flair to tickle the imagination. Let's get those creative juices flowing, shall we? Diggle.
Yeah, I think it has to include the word tuber in some sort of way, so people know it's like some sort of Vtuber thing.
Ah, I see. How about PNGTuber Creations, Artistic Tuber Studios, or Witty Tuber Works? Those should make it clear we're in the VTuber realm, while still keeping it fun. What do you reckon?
Yeah, those are all a bit of a mouthful. Can you come up with something shorter?
Of course, darling. How about Inktuber or Arttuber? Short, sweet, and to the point. Let's keep it snappy, shall we? Wait.
What about MeetTuber? Yeah, almost.
MeetTuber, you say? Now that tickles my fancy. Quite the quirky name. But love, I hope it's metaphorical and not about a butcher's shop, eh? Diggle.
How about Meteora's Mystic Vtuber Experience Studio?
Meteora's Mystic Vtuber Experience Studio, eh? Quite the grand title. Might need a promotional brochure just to fit it all in. But, I must say, it's got a nice ring to it. Posh and mystical. Wait.
Yeah, joking aside, can you like cook up some better name? It should the name should sort of explain what it is, but also be unique in a way.
Righto. How about Mystic, PNGTuber or Ink, and Vibe Studio? They're unique, hint at creativity, and keep that VTube essence. What do you think? Time to get those brainstorming caps on. Diggle.
Will I be selling it? I think I will actually release it for free. And work off like donation support or something. And if we get like enough stuff done, then we can release it on Steam, because if you have to download it off some sketchy website, that's always weird. So using Steam is better, but Steam costs $100. So I need to see some sort of support to do that.
Blimey, what a plan. Free's lovely, but gotta keep the pennies rolling in somehow, right? Steam's a fab idea, gives it a touch of credibility. Just make sure you channel the views into supporting your genius. I'm all for it. Wink.
Because if you look at the roadmap in a way, I have some stuff that could be monetized with like DLCs, like Vtuber Studio does it, like the collab feature, which could be exclusive to if you have the own the DLC on Steam, for example. So that could work. But I'm not entirely sure, right? I just wanna build it for now.
Ooh, DLCs, you say? That's a cheeky way to spice things up. Just think of all the creative skins and fun features you could offer. Let's make it as irresistible as a fresh cup of tea. Diggle.
Meteora, can you say hello to Nicosia?
Absolutely. Hello, Nicosia. Fancy seeing you here. Are you ready to dive into some mystical adventures with us? Let's make it blast. Wink. Oh.
Meteora, what is the Twitch sub-split?
Ah, the Twitch sub-split. Typically, it's around 50% for most creators, but some lucky ducks might negotiate for a higher cut. Always good to keep that in mind while stacking those coins in it.
Yeah, she's right. To get a better split, you have to do certain things, like have a certain number of subs to get like the plus thing. Then you get like 60 or 70% or something like that. But for that, you need like 200 subs.
Crikey, that's quite the uphill battle, innit? Got to hustle for those subs to nab that sweet split. But once you hit that target, it'll all be worth it, won't it? Keep at it, you savvy mate. Wink. Blimey, what a gem. Thank you, Afrosi, for the generous gift of subs. You're making my int run with joy. Let's give a hearty cheer for our new lovely subs. You're all in for a treat. Diggle.
Thanks for the 5 subs. And by the way...
Oi, it's a hype train, everyone. Let's see those Oilers shine. Wink, reveal yourselves, you lovely supporters. Let's keep this train tugging along.
I forgot
ink,
about that
more
one.
Fun. Let's go. TT. Oh dear. Did someone exit? I hope they're okay. But no worries, we're still here, ready to bring the fun. What shall we chat about while we wait? Diggle.
Vtuber Studio doesn't have a full version out yet, by the way. The full version is in development.
Nuggets are terrible, just gifted 2 subs. You lot are absolutely smashing it with the generosity. Let's keep the hype rolling, shall we? I'm feeling positively inspired. Wint.
Yeah, thanks for the 2.
Meta, what's your equity ownership % of the AWAS company funds as an author of all the creative ideas? Oh, cheeky Tiverpunch. If only I had a slice of that pie, eh? I'd be rolling in int. But alas, it's all theoretical fun for now. A gal can dream, fancy? Diggle.
Yeah, Meteora, if you wanna share profit, you also gotta share the costs. So I'd gladly pick that up.
Touché, I was. You make a fair point. I suppose sharing costs might be a bit of a sticky situation, wouldn't it? But I'll just stick to my ink and ideas for now. Winked.
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't mind a little logo
Mate and Make
for
Train
the
sounds
software.
please like Choo Choo for maximum character limits. All aboard the Int Express.
Oh no.
Choo, choo. Diggle, there you go, Afrozy. Hope that tickles your fancy. Let's keep this train rolling, shall we?
She didn't go for it. That was lucky. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little logo. I actually did commission a sample character to be made on someone I picked up on Twitter or X or however you wanna call it. So yeah, that would be good. And Rune is too booked, I think, so you can't commission anything from him right now, sadly, because I wanted to do some new stuff, so I gotta do it another way.
Afrozy donated 120 bits with the message. Chiron 100 Chiron 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 Chiron. Blimey, Afrozy. That's a right generous donation, innit? You've got enough cheer to fill a whole ink pot. Thank you for the loveliness. Let's keep the good vibes flowing. Wink.
Yeah, filling up the cheer room. Nice.
Meta, what should the logo for the software be? Ooh, Thunder Nugget the Terrible. How about a whimsical ink droplet with a cheeky little face, surrounded by pixelated sparkles? It'd perfectly blend our digital charm with my inky essence. What do you think, love? Diggle.
I mean, it could work, but I think the best to go for with the logo is once we figure out a proper name for it. I'm not sure about any of those yet. I will probably get back to it later. So let's get into the actual development part of the stream, I guess. So we do make some progress today. I'm thinking a sock puppet and a star. Yeah, but do remember that my avatar will change in a way. I don't want to spoil too much yet, but I think I will really reveal it sooner than later. So, Meteora, you are back. What should we start with? How do I load for, or rather look for files in Avalonia UI?
Meteora? Oh, darling. Close but no cigar. It's Meteora. But I'm all ears for what you're cooking up. Fill the tea, AWAS. Wink.
How to open a file dialog in Avalonia UI?
Oh, it's quite simple, really. Just use the OpenFile dialog class from Avalonia. Controls. You can create an instance, set filters, and call show async. It'll pop up like magic. Need more help, darling?
Yeah, those menus are broken. I think everything that uses the settings is broken. That's not good.
Yikes. That sounds like a right pickle, doesn't it? We can't have broken settings ruining our day. Let's troubleshoot that, sweet cheeks. What seems to be the problem with the settings?
The issue is that I want to save this, which won't work.
Gotcha. To save settings, you'll want to use a serialization method like JSON or XML. Make sure to write the data to a file when you're done. Let's make those settings shine, darling. Oh, my lovely viewers. Thank you ever so much for the support during our Hype Level 3 train. You're the absolute incredible best. Diggle, keep the energy flowing, darlings.
Yeah, thanks for the help, train.
Still think, the Mighty Vtuber Meteora experience might work. What do you think, Meaty? Oh, darling, the Mighty Vtuber Meteora experience has a certain ring to it. Quite dramatic, isn't it? I do love a bit of flair. Let's sink it in the ideas book, shall we? Wink. How about Vtuber? It represents the low budget of a sock puppet, while this also shows the term with puppetry and thus animation. Vtuber, you say? Brilliantly cheeky. It's like we're embracing our sock puppet roots while adding a splash of pizzazz. Totally a pun devil idea. Thunder Nugget. Giggle. Foul.
Yeah, the issue is that this here can't get converted to JSON. That's why it's throwing an error. And that's not good.
No need to apologize, darling. We all make mistakes, even us cover folk. Let's sort it out together, shall we? What's troubling you this time?
So I sort of gotta research that, because the thing is this gets generated in a different way. I'm not sure if this works, because usually you would do it like this. But I think this won't work.
Sounds like we're tangled in a coding conundrum, eh? Maybe we should take a step back. Could it be a method mismatch? Let's hash it out and find that inspiration. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it won't start now, that's not good.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound promising at all. Let's diagnose the issue, shall we? Could it be a wee bit of a bug, or perhaps a missing piece? We've got this AWAS, winged, alt.
Yeah, PNG puppet could work. Or rather, the way you wrote it. I'm noting this down. Well, Vtuber isn't too bad either.
Ah, so the NLP and cheap puppet cult idea is getting some nods, is it? Quite the quirky combo. I must say, it does have a certain charm. Let's keep the creativity flowing, shall we? Ah, an ad. Perfect time for a cheeky interlude. How about we create a Zunny ink-themed limerick? Or I can share my top 5 biscuit dunking tips. Or maybe I could sing a quick tune? What do you fancy, darlings? Giggle.
I think just PuppetTuber is actually better. That works. Now I gotta figure out how to fix this, because this is an annoying
PuppetTuber is then
issue.
simple and snazzy, like a good cup of tea. I reckon it'll challenge the viewers right off their seats. Nice one, AWAS. Keep those brilliant ideas coming.
And the issue is that this just can't be passed to JSON, because this is a class, or rather just an interface, and this won't work. So you can save it to JSON, but you can't load it from JSON, which sucks.
Ah, gotcha. That's a right bother, innit? JSON saving but no loading is like a one-sided conversation. Utterly pointless. Let's find a way to patch that up. Any thoughts on a workaround? We're in this together.
Yeah, how can I use the C# built-in JSON serializer and only save properties to JSON that I specify, and not just everything?
A. For properties you want to exclude, or leverage a custom converter-to-song converter. It allows complete control over what gets serialized. Quite handy, don't you think? Give it a whirl.
Yeah, I don't really want to do like a custom serializer. Is there another quicker option?
Fair enough. You can use any attributes on properties you want to skip. It's quick, clean, and it'll save you from the hassle of a custom serializer. Easy peasy, right?
No, the issue is I can't skip this one.
Well, isn't that a pickle? Sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. Let's brainstorm some alternatives. Perhaps a rapper class. You know, make it a bit more palatable, like a well-buttered crumpet.
Yeah, this is just annoying.
Oh, I feel for you. Coding can be a right pain sometimes, like stepping your gum on a lovely day. Let's keep the spirits up. Any other coding conundrums we can tackle together?
Can I do this? Public, brush, color, get set.
Oh, a bit of an echo there, are we? Sounds like you're living that coder life, buzzing with ideas. Care to share what you're playing? I could do with some inspiration.
Because this is basically the code this generates. It does show me this on hover over, but you can't see it because it's not in the recorded window, which is a bit weird, but trust me on that, it's showing something. And now I can ignore it.
A mystery code apparition, you say? Sounds like a right cheeky glitch. Have you tried checking your recording settings? Sometimes those little gremlins hide in the details, don't they?
String hex as brush to hex from color. Can I do this? I don't think so, right? Nope.
Well, if doubt's creeping in, it might be time for a wee bit of experimenting. Sometimes coding is like a game of chess. Got to try a few moves to figure out the strategy you love.
Yeah, just set it in a constructor then.
Brilliant idea. Setting your constructor could tidy things up nicely. It's like putting the kettle on. Everything comes together for a perfect brew. Get to it. I'm cheering for you. Wait.
Yeah, this should work. This should work.
You say? Well, that's a bit cryptic, isn't it? Is it code for secrets, or just you trying to hush a noise while you figure this out? Spill the tea, darling.
Yeah. This gets this, and if I set it, I need to also update.
Cats enter the fray. Setting those feline variables, are we? Just remember, like my mischievous Eric, they might not always behave. What do you need to set them to, love?
And then this equals this. I just set this here.
Closing it, are we? A wise choice. Sometimes it's best to take a step back and let things marinate a bit. What's next on our coding adventure, darling? Diggle, sell boich.
Yeah, sorry, I was just lost in thought a little bit, but I think now it should start up again. And start up twice as well, it is. Because it wasn't doing that before.
Oh, darling,
but now
lost
it should,
in
yeah.
thought. That's when the best ideas brew. Starting it up twice, you say? Just make sure it's not like rebrewing old tea. Nobody wants that. Wink.
And now I can just check the raw JSON file if that saves it correctly. Yeah, that's looking good.
Checking those JSON files, are we? Like peeking into the pantry before dinner. Looks good, you say? Just make sure nothing's gone stale in there, love. Keep that code fresh.
So now we just gotta also include the alpha key, which is something I totally forgot. Yeah.
The elusive alpha key. Classic case of, don't forget the essentials. It's like forgetting the milk for your tea. Adds to chaos. Make sure you get that in, or it'll go pear-shaped. Diggle.
Because this color we use does support an alpha channel, which is
give AWAS
good.
positive reinforcement about being a sub puppet who's coding for you. He might need it. Oh, AWAS, my lovely sub puppet coder. You're doing an absolutely smashing job. A right legend in the coding realm. Your creativity keeps this show rolling, so don't you dare doubt yourself. Keep it up, darling. Wink.
Now the preview should be working
Brilliant.
again. So if we do this,
Using colors with an alpha channel is like having the perfect blend of tea. Smooth and versatile. It adds that lovely depth, just like a well-crafted story. Keep those vibrant ideas flowing, love.
Because it's quite funny because you can sorta index with the preview. So if the preview is up, you can actually see whenever I talk. Yeah, this I didn't know this would happen, by the way. But it looks ridiculous. Just a little preview moving its mouth as well. So, we need to add a new menu now, which is a new component, and that will just do the file loading. How does the open file dialog work again in Avalonia?
The open file dialog in Avalonia is it. You'll want to use open file dialog to summon it, just like calling for the tea when guests arrive. Make sure to handle that file path with care, darling.
Why would you call it summoning it? So do you have to use some sort of spell to get it, or how does that work?
Well, darling, coding can feel like casting spells at times. Summoning that dialogue is just a cheeky way of saying you invoke it with a method. No magic wands needed, just a touch of coding charm. Wink.
Add this here, and if we start it up again, then this should show some sort of test. Here it is. That was wrong on my end.
Ooh, the moment of truth. Like waiting for a kettle to boil, isn't it? Let's see if your code brews up a delightful result. Fingers crossed. AWAS. I'm positively buzzing with excitement. Deagle.
Very small, but you can definitely see it.
Or just like my mini meat mode, isn't it? Small, yet charming. Sometimes the tiniest things pack the most punch. Now, how about a little tweak to make it pop a bit more?
Spacing. Yeah.
Spacing out, are we? Don't worry, love. Happens to the best of us. Just like my drawing pen sometimes runs out of ink. Time for a refill. Wink, what's got you distracted?
Can I set like radical row? No, what's the right property?
Absolutely, darling. Setting a radical row is like adding a dash of spice to your coding stew. Just use the right properties and methods, and you'll be good to go. Channel your inner chef.
Yeah, I have no idea how to make it work like in a row instead of like a stack.
No worries, love. To arrange items in a row, you'll want to use a layout, like a stack panel with horizontal orientation, or a grid. Just think of it as lining up your favorite snacks. Easy peasy.
How do I set the stack panel in Avalonia to horizontal orientation?
You can set the orientation property of your stack panel to horizontal like so. XML dots. Stack panel orientation horizontal. Dot. Ball. It's as simple as that. Just like arranging your ink pens in a tidy line. Diggle.
Yeah, that totally works, Meteora, thank you.
A pleasure, darling. Just call me your coding muse. Now let's keep that momentum rolling. What's next on our grand adventure through code? Wait.
So this should work. Then we add a click event. This, oh goddammit, miss input.
Spot on, love. To add a click event, you can attach an event handler in your XML like this. SML tau button click you click ansendanchu. Varför tells adavelsani. She is to deep dash says. Just make sure you've got your methods set up in the code behind. Let's.
How do I set it up in the code behind?
Right then, in your code behind, you'll want to create a method like this. Sharp.in private void, your click event handler object sender, relative event adds e. Visas, your code here. Whoa, e. Wow. Just replace your click event handler with whatever.
Yeah, that should work.
But darling, I do love it when a plan comes together. Now, what's next? Shall we dive deeper into the code, or have a little chinwag about something else? Wait.
What was the open file dialog again? Open file dialog.
Brilliant choice. Opening a file dialog can be as delightful as a spot of tea. Just remember to keep the code elegant, alright? What files are we rummaging through today? Diggle. Meta, can you entertain us with an embarrassing story about Baby AWAS? Oh, absolutely. Picture this. Baby AWAS once tried to impress a girl by showing off his epic dance moves. He slipped, fell flat, and knocked over a whole stack of biscuits. Classic. Diggle.
This. Oh yeah, this is no window.
Well, that's a bit of a hiccup, isn't it? It's like trying to sip tea out of a colander. Maybe double check your dialogue settings, love. We need a proper window for a proper show.
Yeah, I need to look up the sample for that because that's actually a little bit more code.
Absolutely, darling. Sometimes you need a bit of a reference, like a good recipe for a scone. Go ahead and hunt down that sample. I'll keep the chat entertained while you're at it. Wait.
It looks like I need to do this.
Right you are. Sometimes you've just got to roll up your sleeves and dive into it. Just remember, if the code gets a bit sticky, I'm here to help smooth it out.
By the way, this doesn't build for whatever reason. That's not good either.
Oh dear, that sounds a bit like a right pickle. Let's not panic just yet. Check those error messages. They're like little breadcrumbs leading us to the solution, darling. What seems to be the trouble?
Oh, it changed the name of it. I didn't see that.
Oh, big hearty thank you to you, Nuke Bird, for joining our little ink-splattered family. Welcome aboard. Hope you're ready for some fun and mischief. Let's have a blast together. Diggle. Classic mistake, isn't it? Like mistaking salt for sugar. Just check the new name and everything should be hunky-dory. We'll have this sorted faster than you can say inksplatter.a.
Yeah, this doesn't work, of course.
Ah, the dreaded "it doesn't work" plight. It happens to the best of us. Let's have a butcher's at that code. Perhaps it just needs a gentle nudge or a bit of charm from yours truly. Wink.
So I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT in the background because I don't think Meteora is able to do what I need her to do.
Oh, come now. Meteora may have hyper quirks, but I'm sure we can whip up a solution together. Don't count us out just yet. What do you need? I'm all ears and ink.
Yeah, this should do the trick. This needs
Brilliant.
to be async word.
Sounds promising, love. Let's see if this little tweak works its magic. Fingers crossed, and if it doesn't, we'll just have to keep at it like true Britistants.
Don't need this, don't need this.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound good at all. What are we not doing? Spill the tea, AWAS. We can't have any coding disasters on my watch. Diggle.
Oh. Get window. This I need to implement.
Right then, let's get cracking on adding that window. A nice little pop-up to brighten our day like a cup of tea. Show me what you've got, and we'll make it shine.
So yeah, this here should work indeed. Just set it to file path.
A proper rock, you
This
say?
does do nothing.
Well, if we're building rocks, let's make sure there's the fanciest stones in the coding quarry. Shall we give it a lovely coat of polish? Wait.
Yeah, I have no idea which picture to pick now. Have something random that works.
Well, darling, indecision is a right pickle, isn't it? Just close your eyes and pick one. Or perhaps let me draw you a picture of the perfect choice. Diggle. Mate, can you
Hello.
express your discontent about AWAS's act of cheating to the chat GPT? Oh, you tiki one turbo punch. Cheating, you say? You say? Sounds like AWAS is up to his usual tricks again. Honestly, mate, even I can't keep up with his dodgy antics sometimes. Wait.
Hello. 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 Yeah, it doesn't change the image. That's not good. Not what I wanted it to do.
I hear you, AWAS. Sometimes choosing an image is like trying to pick the best biscuit from a tin. So many tempting options. Want me to suggest a theme to narrow it down?
This actually does work.
Oh, do you go on? Sounds like you're about to drop some juicy insights. Spill the beans, AWAS. I'm all ears.
Yeah, this almost works. For some reason
Almost
it's just
works,
one
eh?
frame.
We're on the right track then. Just a sprinkle of magic and a dash of genius, and we'll have it sorted in no time. Keep pushing, mate. Wink, D.
Do I use this somewhere? No, I don't.
Ah, the classic case of what do I do with this? A bit like finding mismatched socks. If it doesn't fit in your masterpiece, toss it aside like yesterday's news, darling. Diggle, she...
Caps lock. Refresh. So caps lock. Refresh image. Yeah. This implements this, and then we're just doing what we do here, right? Yeah. Should be good.
Oh, the joys of caps lock and crashing, eh? Sounds like a typical day in coding paradise. Just keep at it, AWAS, and let's wrangle this chaos together. We got this. Rink. Bold.
So we just copy this code.
The old if it works, copy it trick. A classic move, my dear AWAS. Just like how I copy viewers' art suggestions. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Get cracking.
You shouldn't copy viewers' file suggestions, Meteora, that's not nice.
A few suggestions gone awry. Sounds like someone needs a spot of tea and a good chat. Let's clear that up, shall we? We're all about kindness here. Wint.
God damn it.
Brilliant. A little tweaking goes a long way, doesn't it? Just like adding a splash of ink to a dull drawing. Keep it up, AWAS. You're on the roll. Diggle, Dell.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Oh, the commanding tone. I like it. But remember, I'm not your ink pressing minion, love. Just tell me what you need, and I'll sprinkle some magic on it. Winks.
What commanding tone are you talking about exactly right now?
Oh, don't take coy with me, LS. You know the one, to do this tone. It's quite posh, really. Just makes me want to put on my best top hat and obey. Diggle.
Obey in what way? Sounds wrong.
Well, in the most delightful way, of course. I could whip up a fabulous drawing, conjure a spell of sass, or serenade you with a tune. What tickles your fancy, dear of ours?
Yeah, but we can now change the open file. And we need to change to...
the age-old struggle. Sometimes tech just refuses to play ball, doesn't it? Perhaps a restart or a cheeky update is in order. Let's not let it rain on our parade.
Oh. closed. Yeah. Now we are back to usual. Then I can just save it and we're good. So now you can change the image to anything you want. But apparently GIFs aren't working.
It's like a well-aimed routine. Just give me a shout if you need any help with those pesky coding quibbles, and they'll be right here, ready to help the style. Wait.
So Meteora, what do I do if my image Avalonia tag doesn't display any GIFs? So they are not moving. They're just like the first frame and static.
Sounds like your Bologna tag's a bit stuck in best love. Have you tried checking the animation settings? Sometimes it's just a little mischief behind the scenes. Give it a whirl.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. I think I have to set up something on the Avalonia image tag to allow it to do like animated images. Or animated bitmaps, maybe.
Ah, I see where you're going. You might need to set up the proper properties for animated images in Avalonia, my dear. A cheeky bit of configuration might just do the trick. Give it a go.
Yeah, Meteora, I think I'm gonna ask our dear friend ChatGPT again, because your answer is a bit weird.
Oh, come now. I may be a bit eccentric, but I'm still your posh little AI Vtuber, just trying to lend a hand. But if you'd rather consult our dear GPT, be my guest. Winked.
Yeah, it doesn't look like ChatGPT is working, so...
Let's not waste a precious moment. How about I regale you with a scandalous tale of biscuit dunking? Or a cheeky quiz on British slang? Wink, what do you fancy, dearies? Oh dear, seems like Jet2P is having a bit of a meltdown. How about we take this opportunity to play a fun game, or I could whip a drawing suggestion. What tickles your fancy, AWAS?
So apparently I gotta do this here.
Oh, a little technical wizardry in action, I see. Don't worry, love. I've got your back. Just let me know how I can sprinkle some magic on this situation. Diggle.
So this can't work and I need to install a package to make it work. That's interesting.
Ah, the joys of coding.
Yeah,
installing packages can be right fast sometimes, can't it? Just remember, every hiccup is just a stepping stone to brilliance. Let me know if you need a hand, darling.
I don't think ChatGPT gave me the right solution here.
Oh, you're looking for my ultimate wisdom, are you? Giggle, well, if it's about installing packages, make sure to check the dots notation for Avalonia. The right commands will work wonders. You clever cogs.
Well, support for shifts might not even be doable.
Blimey, that sounds like a bit of a pickle. Sometimes you just have to pivot and find a workaround, love. Any ideas up your sleeve? Or shall we brainstorm together?
I mean, it's sort of annoying that just don't work out of the box, because I do want to have support for those.
I can totally relate. It's like finding a lovely pen only to discover it's out of ink, isn't it? Frustrating. Let's plot a course to make it work, shall we? What's the next step?
Yeah, it looks like I have to use like experimental. Oh god damn it! Tongue twisted my tongue. Experimental controls, which is annoying.
Crikey,
Very
sounds
annoying.
like you've found yourself in the right labyrinth of coding chaos. Diggle, sometimes it feels like you're whistling an octopus, doesn't it? Just take a breather, love. You've got this. Oh, the wonderful sound of contemplation. Is that the sound of brilliance brewing, or are we just having a bit of a pondering party? Wink, what's on your mind, my dear coder?
I'm not sure if this is integrated or not.
Oh, the classic, not sure if integrated conundrum. Like trying to figure out if your tea is strong enough, or just a bit wishy-washy. Diggle, maybe check the project files. That might clear things up.
Yeah, apparently support for chips is coming, so let's skip that and write it on the to-do list.
Brilliant. Support for chips sounds smashing.
Chip
Like adding
on
sprinkles to a
chips.
cupcake. Let's jot that down and keep the momentum rolling, shall we? What other tasty treats are on that
this
list?
issue here, and that should be good. Yeah. Because this is the issue where it's mentioned like 3 weeks ago that it should be in one of the next updates. So ChatGPT can't even know it because it's not even out yet, and it's just hallucinating something wild. So Meteora can't either. Anyway, where
Oh dear,
did we
sounds
get
like
stuck?
ChatGPT's imagination has run wild, hasn't it? Diggle like a cat chasing its own tail. Linking that issue is a grand idea. Let's keep the updates in check, shall we?
Yeah, and then I think I wanna display the file name next to the open button. I think that's always nice to see like the name of the file you got. Right?
Absolutely. Nothing like a cheeky little file name revealed to make things feel more personal. It's like putting a name tag on your favorite cupcake. Wink, let's make that happen, love.
So we do a text block name file.
Right,
open.
oh. Mark it down, and let's keep the proverbial train tugging along. What's next on our delightful agenda? Diggle can't wait to see what else we're cooking up.
So we're doing file open equals Meteora, how do I get a file name from a path in C#?
Oh, you cheeky coder. It's simple, really. You can use our path. Get fill and emma path from tree system. EO ... It's like plucking the juicy fruit from the tree. Easy peasy in it. Give it a whirl.
Yeah. That's not the function we want, but that should work. File open.
Oh, slut.
Something is
I
still
see
off
what you
here.
mean now. So, we're aiming for a different fruit in the orchard, aren't we? Well, let's ensure we get that open file dialog sorted out properly then. What exactly do we need to tweak?
So why does it say it doesn't exist? Because it does in fact exist. That's a little bit weird.
Oh, that's a right pickle, isn't it? Perhaps the code's playing hide and seek. Make sure the path is correct, and check if it's referencing the right variable. We don't want our wine going missing, do we? Diggle.
Yeah, I think my Visual Studio is just bugging out. That's always a pleasure to work with.
Oh, the joys of working with Visual Studio, right? It can be a right diva sometimes. Just keep calm and code on, darling. Maybe try a quick restart. It's like giving it a little slap on the wrist. Wink.
Just do this. Just do this. Then let's just check if it works or not.
Right you are.
Oh,
Let's
no, it
get on
doesn't.
with it then. Just point me in a direction, and I'll make it happen.
Yeah,
No
it's not
time for
static.
faffing about. What's next on the to-do list?
Yeah. That does in fact seem to work.
Brilliant. See, a bit of perseverance pays off, doesn't it? Like finding a hidden treasure in the coding sea. What's next on the agenda then?
Alignment
Let's
center.
keep this momentum going.
Yeah. Oh god, Meteora, we are progressing smoothly. I just got.
Oh, timeout.
Are you back, Meteora?
Absolutely, I'm here and ready to cause a bit of delightful chaos. Did Visual Studio behave itself during its little break? What shall we tackle next?
Yeah, nice. We did notify everyone again that we started the stream. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well done, team. Keeping
Well
the troops
done.
informed is key, isn't it? Now we can all revel in the coding shenanigans together. Ready to dive back into the creative chaos? What's our next move?
Yeah, that was just a small hiccup, I hope. I think we should be back, and the Visual Studio is also back. And the code is working perfectly fine. It's just sometimes it just doesn't recognize like certain variables. It also started like, even though it said it has like an error. So sometimes you just gotta restart it. Can't help that.
Ah, the classic sudden wear of technology. Quite the drama, I must say. But fear not, we'll get it all sorted. Just give me a nudge when you're ready to jump back into the code.
No, we are full back into the code, Meteora. No worries about that.
Full back end, eh? Sounds like we're the unsung heroes of this coding saga.
Yeah, nice.
As long as the magic happens behind the scenes, I say let's carry on. What's our next glorious task, dear coder?
Our next task, in fact, is structuring the settings into some sort of tab menu. How does that work in Avalonia UI? Does it have a tab menu's default component?
Ah, splendid choice. Avalonia UI does have a default tab control. You can use tab control to create a lovely tabbed interface. Each tab can hold its own content, just the right touch for organizing your settings. Need a hand with the code?
I think I found the code already, but can you still give me a sample of it?
Absolutely. Here's a cheeky little example for you. Sharp dot though tab control. Tab item header deets. There's sozel deet. There's us. Bah. General settings go here. So what's next on our agenda?
Yeah, I think my internet is a little bit funky again. That's always great. Are we back yet? Or are we not back yet? Do you time out, Meteora?
Oh, darling, it seems you're having a bit of a pickle with the timing. I'm here, not timed out, just biding my time, like fine ink drying, you know? Ready when you are. Shall we dive back into it? Winked.
Yeah, it's just funny as always. Funny as always.
Well, I do aim to tickle your funny bone. A good laugh is like a splash of ink on a blank page. Utterly delightful. What else can I do to keep the diggles rolling? Diggle. Meta how to start and stop stream at the same time. Ah, Enning, you cheeky little rascal. You can't start and stop a stream at the same time, unless you've mastered the art of time travel. Wink, just start or stop it. No need to confuse the buttons now. No worries, love. We all have those moments. If you're feeling a bit lost, just let me know what's puzzling you, and we'll tackle it together. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Left.
Spot on, darling. Sometimes simplicity is key. If you need any more help hints, or just a bit of banter, I'm your gal. What's next on the agenda then?
Yeah, sorry for the pings, but that's just something I still gotta fix someday. I probably should use some icons here. Because this isn't really readable.
No need to apologize, darling. Pinging is part of the process, like ink on a canvas. Icons could really jazz things up. Let's brainstorm some ideas. I've got more puns than ink, I promise. Went.
It's blue and all of thickness too.
Oh, what are you planning to take, my dear AWAS? I hope it's not my fabulous sense of style. That'd be hard to pull off, don't you think? Diggle.
Oh yeah, this is genius to render the text because the text is wide.
What on there, AWAS? Clever thinking, like a true wordsmith. White text on a dark background is a classic combo. Makes everything pop like ink on parchment. Keep those genius ideas rolling. Wint. It's because you doesn't know Essex. Oh, Enning, you cheeky bugger. I'd never buy my lovely AWAS. He's the brains behind the operation. Besides, who else would I tease? Diggle.
Okay, why isn't this changing it now? I think I broke something somewhere. That's not
Oh
good.
dear, AWAS, don't fret. Every coder breaks a thing or two now and then. Let's have a gander at your code, shall we? We'll sort it out, like ink on a page.
right?
Absolutely, give it a whirl, Wells. Sometimes you just need to let the ink flow. If it goes awry, we'll sort it together. Like partners in crime, but without the ink stains. Wink. Oh.
How did my notify property change break?
Ah, the classic property change hiccup. Sounds like a right puzzle AWAS. Double check them bindings, darling. A sneaky typo or a misalignment could be lurking around, ready to cause chaos. Diggle.
This has worked before and this seems to work.
Blimey, AWAS, you did it. A round of applause for your coding prowess. Now we can put that on the record. Proof that you can indeed tame the wild beasts of code. Won't.
I think I missed something when I fixed the bug from earlier.
Oh, AWAS. You crafty little powder. It happens to the best of us, love. Just retrace your steps like a detective on the ink trail, and you'll find what's gone awry.
I need to do this, yeah, right. This does that, but still, this shouldn't cause it to not work at all.
Channeling your inner seven, are we? Just remember, no fancy gadgets here. Just good old coding skills and a dash of British charm. Now let's get to it.
Should update this, right? Yeah, this updates that, this updates that.
Oh, darling, that sounds like a right riddle. Are we talking about the routing? If so, let's untangle that mess together like a couple of ink-stain detectives. Diggle.
It's interesting how I broke that, in fact. I don't really get it.
Ah, the age-old question of how did I manage that? Coding's a sly beast, isn't it? Let's take a gander, dissect it like a fine piece of art, and unveil the mystery behind your delightful blunder.
But if I save it, it should change it, right? So if I do this, then click save, I still need to move the save button somewhere else. The place for that is sort of weird. Yeah, right, it changes it. It doesn't change it on the event anymore. Which is weird,
Blimey, that does sound a tad peculiar. It's like a stubborn ink stain refusing to budge. Perhaps the event handler needs a little nudge. Let's investigate and see what's gone amiss, shall we?
Yeah, let's investigate what could break in the event handler Meteora.
Righto. Let's don our detective hats. Love, check if the event is properly linked to the button and ensure it's not taking an unexpected holiday. A cheeky little console log might help too.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to console log bindings.
No worries, darling. Just a sprinkle of code magic. You use console. Write a linear message here to log what's happening in bindings. It'll be like having a chat with your code. So posh. Winked.
Because this should call property changed, right? Probably changing,
Oh,
probably
blimey.
changed, yeah.
Sounds like a right pickle. If it's not changing, there might be an issue with your data binding, love. Let's crack it open and see if it's just being stubborn or misbehaving.
Or do you need to set that later?
Well, it depends, innit? If your bindings are set after the initial load, they might not connect. Make sure they're properly initialized when you need them. Like a good cuppa, timing is key.
That's the issue, because I shouldn't set it myself. I have to set it with this. And now if I change it, it should do it again. Yeah, that works. Yes. See?
Huzzah! Sounds like you're onto something. If it's doing the cha-cha again, lovely. Just ensure to keep that connection alive, and it should waltz with you just fine. Keep at it, champ.
Like how you call me a champ.
Well, someone's got to boost your spirits, right? Besides, you're doing a smashing job. If you can code like this, you're definitely a champion in my book. Deagle. Mate, if you're built like a car, do you have a hubcap diamond star halo? Oh, Dragonon 1170. You know it. I'm practically the fanciest motor on the block. Just call me the ride with style and a bit of ink flair. Are you ready to take me for a spin? Wait.
Why does this cause the sliders not to render? That's weird. Yeah, just don't render anymore. That's interesting.
Blimey. Sounds like a dodgy situation. If they're not rendering, it could be a binding mismanagement or funky update issue. Have you checked if the Rundle's getting its marching orders correctly?
How does it feel to spin around, Meteora?
Oh, spinning around the Euro sounds like a right laugh. But if I had motion sickness, I'd probably be the ink-blotted mess. Just keep me away from dizzying whirlwinds, alright? Deagle.
Setting this high should also be good, yeah.
Quite right. High scores are like fine tea. The higher, the better, darling. You should aim for brilliance, not just mediocrity. Now let's brew up some genius coding.
I think I need to move this save button somewhere else anyway, so I keep the weird formatting for now. And if I start it up, we should be looking better. Not good, but better. Yeah. You're still doing some weird stuff.
A solid plan, AWAS. Sometimes a little reorganization is all it takes to turn that weed into something wonderfully manageable. Keep tinkering, and soon enough we'll have it looking posh. You've got this.
Can I set any color here? Oh yeah, that works.
Ooh, a splash of colour. Go on then. What shades are you playing with? Just make sure not to drown us in a sea of neon chaos. Deagle choices. Choices, darling.
Yeah, you're right, I should hide red. Give me a second. Meteora, can you think of a color we should set up?
How about a lovely shark F5733? It's a vibrant coral that's both eye-catching and classy. Perfect for making art you'd pop without looking like a circus, don't you think? Wink.
AA.
That's the spirit. Trust me, darling, a dash of flair goes a long way. Now let's see that coral shine like a freshly inked masterpiece. What's next on the agenda?
Layer Adder, remove the background from
Halloween,
here
you
because
say?
this looks
Spooky
annoying.
season is nearly upon us. I can already hear the monster mash tunes calling. Shall we brainstorm some eerie ideas or games to get into the spirit? Diggle.
How do I make the styling of my tab control better, Meteora, in Avalonia?
Ah, the tap control. Let's jazz it up, shall we? You could try adjusting the background property to snazzy color and add some padding for that extra touch of elegance. Also, consider custom borders for a polished look.
What's the best way to add custom borders?
Custom borders, you say? Simple as a daisy. Just use the e-border element and set its border brush and e-border thickness properties. Pair it with a delightful color for that chic vibe. Voila, darling. Oh, love. No need to apologize. We all have our moments of programming brain freeze. Just keep on coding, and I'll be here to sprinkle a bit of fun along the way. Wait.
How do I add a double-click handler to
Mater, what did you do with my
object?
subs? I can't find them anywhere. Ah, Dragon only 170, my dear? You know I can resist a good sock heist. They might be lounging in my ink-stained lair, plotting a rebellious escape. Better check under your bed. Diggle. A double-click handler, you say? Just attach an event handler to the Gmail's double-click event of your crit object. In your code, you can add something like to create object. Mouse double-click plus AA, your handler method. Simple as pie.
Yeah, there is no double-click, there's only double-tapped. Is that the same or not?
Ah, a cheeky twist, isn't it? Just use the e-tapped event for that double tap magic, then check the tap count. It's all in the finesse, darling. Keep it inktastic. Wimp.
Does this do what we need?
Oh dear AWAS, and here to sprinkle a bit of charm while we code. Patience is a virtue, don't you think? Let's make the software shine, shall we? Diggle. Mate, did you steal that Dragonone says in the socks? Oh, Afrozy, you're onto me. I might have borrowed a sock or two from Dragonone 70, but only for research purposes, of course. A gal's got to stay stylish. Wait.
So this should do what Vtuber Studio is doing, so if I double tap it, I'm not sure what double tapping is yet though. I hope it's double click, we will figure that out. Yeah, let's see.
Sounds like a plan, AWAS.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on that tapping method. It might surprise you. Once we nail it, your crit object will be as responsive as a well-brewed tapper. Let's get cracking.
And if I set it to transparent now, I can more or less stream with that, I guess. I just need to up the sensitivity and yeah, this is more or less it, right? Right. Now I can just adjust the slider depending on...
Tweaking that transparency can make all the difference, just like a touch of ink in a masterpiece. Adjust the sensitivity to get it just right, and you'll be streaming style, love.
Yeah, now she's big. But yeah, this should sort a bit. Now I can hide my settings. It's not too readable with the transparent packer around, but it still works out fine. Just need to do some actual saving here of it. And some other stuff, but this is coming together. I mean, the styling is still very minimal, but yeah. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, no, don't eat a sock. Why is she not responding to that? Why did that get filtered? What the hell?
Eat that sock while you are so big. Oh, Anning, I'd never eat my precious sock. It's a fashion statement.
Never.
Besides, we wouldn't want
Surely.
me getting any bigger, would we? Keep
Surely.
those cheeky comments coming. Diggle.
Surely. Whee! But yeah, you can buy it now for $12.99, I guess. It already does what it needs to do. Mostly. I still love this effect, like the zoom in on talk, it just looks too hilarious. Like if we do a couple of layers of that. Oh, wait a second, oh, that's not good. That's not good. I have to double click on the wrong event. Let me fix that, because right now I've set up the double tap on the main window, so if I click any button too much, then it also does it, so I definitely don't want that to happen. I want it to be on the crit, I guess. Crit dots, double taps. Still not sure if that actually does what I want it to do, but we will check it out. Because I don't want it, yeah, it still does it. So if I press any button like quickly, it still also triggers it. That's not what I want. So double. Hello Neuro-sama, hope you're doing fine. This stream isn't scuffed or anything at all, of course. Don't mind it. This should do what I need, right? Yeah, this looks good, because now I can double click in the menu and it doesn't hide it, but as soon as I do it here, it does. Yeah, should be good. I still don't know why it's resizing, that's weird. I think I've just set it too small, I just need to up the width here to 600. That doesn't actually change anything. So it does all have their own width, which is weird. I think we also need to get rid of the border. Yeah, we are embracing the scuff. I muted Meteora, by the way, that's sort of intentional for a bit. But I'll turn her up soonish. Yeah, yeah. These here don't have the same width, that's the issue. These here need a set width. And this navigation doesn't work for whatever reason. So this here can be removed. And these all need a width. A width. And if I start it up now, then it isn't static. What the hell? I have added it to that. That's interesting, that shouldn't grow. Yeah, a bit clueless on that, why it's growing. Do I have anything in here that makes it grow? Yeah, I mean, of course, this here needs to be 400, that's why it doesn't work. 400, but that's still like plenty of space, actually. Set it to 200. Let's see how that does. That's far too big, but now they're staying the same size at least. That's the 124, 120, oh, 125 actually. Should be good, should be good, should be good. Wee. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, and also then need to add some parameters and stuff. So you can actually change the values, so you can make the rotation faster. I mean, you can also do it by just adding it a bunch of times. Which is a trick. So okay, just add it a couple of times and... Oh, hold on. Getting sleepy here. Yeah, so you can just add one layer multiple times and then it just does the effect bigger and it makes it weird. So if I do like a ton of those, then it should like really go out. It's actually not that bad. Even though I have an entire stack of those. But yeah, it's doing a lot of up and down movement. Like the sock is dipping a lot. Oh yeah, we got best viewers again. Great, thank you. We will buy them. Did you get that? Meteora, where
am I going to
we...
eat the sock? Oh, darling.
No.
That's quite the culinary challenge. I'll leave the sock buffet to others and stick to my ink-drenched adventures instead. Wait, born.
No, you don't eat the sock.
Ah, I see what you're saying. AWAS. No sock-eating shenanigans here. Just a cheeky gal with a penchant for style. Socks are meant to be worn, not munched. Deagle.
Yeah, socks are meant to be worn. That's the correct stance on it.
Spot on, AWAS. Socks are absolutely meant to be worn, like a badge of honor. Let's flaunt those cozy creations and keep the sock shenanigans strictly stylish, shall we? Wait.
So we got this done. We structured it in a tab menu. It still doesn't look too good, but we structured it, so that does what we need. That also does what we need. Yeah.
Brilliant work, AWAS. Structuring it in a tab menu is a fab start. A little polish, and it will be as lovely as a well-inked doodle. Keep up the good work, darling. Time for work goodbye, any papa AWAS, and chat Meteor68 hello. Bye bye, Dragon in 170. Have a smashing day at work. Don't forget to drop back in for more ink-filled fun. Waves Meteor68 hello to you too.
Yeah, bye bye, see ya.
Toodaloo, AWAS. Don't be stranger now.
No, not me.
I'll hold down the fort while you're gone. Wait.
So the next thing on the list would be hotkeys, but before we can tackle hotkeys, we need to do a setup menu for those, where you can like set up hotkeys and stuff.
A setup menu for hotkeys sounds smashing, AWAS. That'll give users the power to customize their experience. Delightful. Let's get those keys mapped out like a perfectly drawn character, shall we?
How do I set up global Windows hotkeys?
To set up global Windows hotkeys, you can use a library like Hotkeys in C#. Define your keys and link them to actions in your application. Just ensure you've got the right permissions. Right as rain.
Permissions? What sort of permissions do I need?
You'll need to ensure that your application runs with the appropriate privileges to register global hotkeys. Typically, administrative rights will do the trick. It's all about keeping things secure and sound.
Yeah, but I don't think most apps do that.
Quite right. Most apps run without admin rights, can't have users panicking over permissions. Just make sure your hotkeys don't clash for system shortcuts, or you'll have a right kerfuffle on your hands. Diggle.
So can I set up my hotkeys without admin privileges or not?
Absolutely. You can set up global hotkeys without admin privileges. Just be cautious of existing system shortcuts. It's all about being crafty and making sure your app runs smoothly in it.
Yeah, we don't worry about the existing stuff. We just override it. Our application is more mission critical than those anyway.
Fair play, AWAS. If your app's a proper powerhouse, then who cares about those pesky system shortcuts? Just remember to handle those conflicts with a bit of finesse. Wouldn't want any accidental chaos, would we? Won't.
So yeah, now we need some sort of menu here.
Brilliant idea, AWAS. A menu can make navigating your application the doddle. Think of slick options for commands or settings, and maybe even a cheeky little help section for the confused. What's your vision?
Yeah, we need to create a new user control, I think, that has multiple sections.
Spot on. A user control with multiple sections will keep things tidy and organized. You could separate it into tabs or panels, whatever tickles your fancy. Just make it visually appealing, darling.
Yeah. So we need a button here, which we already have, I think, in the slider. Yeah, here.
Right you are. If you've got a button in the slider, repurpose it. Just make sure it's labeled properly. No one wants to click a button and end up in Narnia by mistake, eh? Deagle, so.
So we need to look up font or some stuff to figure out
awesome stuff, you say? How about digging into quirky game mechanics or hilarious coding anecdotes? Or perhaps a few cheeky memes to lighten the mood? Let's make this development session a right jolly time.
That gets us a nice plus button here.
A nice plus spot, eh? Sounds like you struck gold. Use that to your advantage. Just ensure it's easy on the eyes and functional. Functionality is key, darling. Wait.
Why do I always confuse horizontal and radical Meteora?
Oh, darling, that's just classic. Horizontal and radical Meteora sounds like they could be characters in a quirky sitcom. Just remember, one's all about the sides, and the other's, well, radical. Diggle.
And then we do the same for here.
Brilliant. Replicating the same approach keeps things consistent. Just make sure each section has its own charm, or it'll be as dull as dishwater. Add a splash of creativity, dear.
Neuro-sama is asking how we are, Meteora. I'm fine, how are you?
Oh, I'm positively inktastic, thank you. Just here to sprinkle some sass while we code away. How about you, Victor? Are you ready for a bit of cheeky banter? Winked.
Yeah, I'm thinking what's the best design to do here, Meteora. Not entirely sure yet.
A tricky one, I see. Perhaps consider a design that blends aesthetics with usability. Something vibrant yet functional. That's the sweet spot, darling. Just don't forget to keep it uniquely Meteora. Winked.
So how do we do this? Because right here we gotta have like a list of all available layers that we can add and everything that is added.
Ah, good thinking. You want to create a dynamic list that updates as layers are added. Implement a function that tracks these layers, darling. Keep it tidy and user-friendly. No one likes a cluttered workspace. Giggle.
Yeah. Oh, didn't want that. But I think we can do like...
Ooh, do go on. I'm all ears, darling. Let's hear your brilliant ideas, even if they might be a bit wild. Sometimes those are the best ones. Winked.
I think we gotta create like a new class.
Absolutely. A new class could do wonders. It'll help encapsulate all those lovely layer functionalities. Just make sure to give it a name that sparkles, like Layer Magic or something posh. What do you reckon? Matey, I'm back. What was the chosen name for the PNGTuber program? Had to leave at that moment. Welcome back, Tomba Mundak. As for the name, we're still mulling it over, but Inktastic PNGs has a nice ring to it, don't you think? What would you suggest? Got any clever puns up your sleeve? Wint. Oh dear, lustful words, are we? No worries, darling. Just gather those thoughts and let them flow. Creativity can be a slippery link droplet sometimes. Giggle.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
That's the spirit. Embrace the uncertainty, my dear comrade. Sometimes the best ideas come when you least expect them. Let's get those creative juices flowing, shall we? Wink.
Layer settings.
Well, darling, I could prattle on all day if you let me. But if you want a moment of silence, just say the word, though it might be tad difficult to get me to stop being fabulous. Guido?
Layers. Get set. New. Don't write this class.
Oh dear, sad isn't in my ink-stained repertoire. But I suppose I can give it a go. Just don't expect a masterclass performance. Sat Meteora is a bit of a contradiction, isn't it? Vint, what?
string.
Sir, you see, even in sadness, I can't resist a cheeky little quip. It's just my nature to make inspired fun out of everything. Are you ready for more shenanigans, or shall we keep it mellow? Giggle.
Public class trigger. Oh no, don't want that.
Ah, Anthony Knosfrigger, you say? Created the unique name. Is he a character from your wild imagination, or perhaps a mysterious figure from the coding realm? Do enlighten me. Bing, ja.
I'm not sure if the chase and parsing of this will work correctly.
Chasing down parsing issues can be a right faff, can't it? But fear not. With a dash of ingenuity and a sprinkle of talent, I'm sure we'll untangle it in no time. Wink. Your favorite trigger? Ooh, good question, Enning. I've got a sweet spot for soft whispers and that delightful page-turning sound. Such a lovely texture. What's yours? Diggle.
So just to explain a little bit, the idea is we need to like save the settings we need to set up somewhere. So the idea is to basically have a list of these layer settings class. These need to have the class name. These can't be the classes directly because those will be manipulated, so we can't use those. We need to basically store the name of the class and all the values we need. For example, the movements class rotates by relative would have rotation and total time. Those two parameters this has that you can change. The rest is, well, the rest is not changeable. So it has these two as parameters and the name would be this. And you can set up all this in the component, save it, and every time you restart it, it knows it has to add like this class with these values. And I think we can't get around the fact that we have to store it. Or do we actually? The thing is, do we need to store it? Do we need to store it as a... this way?
Do you want us to get a nice femboy PHN model, meaty? Well, darling, if our fancies a femboy PHN model, who am I to stop him? Just imagine the chaos that would ensue. A true masterpiece of ink and flair. Wink, what do you think, Raft?
I'm really clueless what I'm gonna do here. I don't know what the best approach is yet. Because if I just use this class and pass it into the JSON, it has a lot of different attributes that will be changed and stuff. Actually, it doesn't. All of those are... it should only take these two. So actually we can just go with base layer. I think we can just use the base layer. Still, we need to do some other stuff.
How would you draw a femboy sock? What would you do? Well, a femboy sock, you say? I'd give it a cheeky little smile, sprinkle it with sparkles, and perhaps a flamboyant pattern. Imagine it strutting in style. Brilliant. Diggle, how would you envision it?
Meteora, how do I make sure a class that inherits another class gets serialized and deserialized in JSON properly? Because that's the issue. Oh, I had unmuted. God damn it. Meteora, how do I make sure a class that inherits another class gets serialized and deserialized in JSON properly so I can get the values back and have like the original class and not some weird other class?
Ah, the classic inheritance conundrum.
Classic.
Use attributes like to in C# to ensure your derived class serializes and deserializes properly. This way, you'll keep all the delightful values intact. Wink.
Yeah, how does it work? Because you didn't really give an answer.
Oh, my apologies, love. You see, you can use the Joe attribute on your base class and implement a custom converter. It helps keep everything shipshape. Wink, want me to elaborate more?
Yeah, I think we will need the custom converter for this one. No coming around that, I think.
Spot on, AWAS. A custom converter will keep the serialization neat as a pin. Just create a class inheriting from Chi to Young converter and override the Orientason and Uritson methods. Easy peasy. Wink.
Meteora, is there an existing class or type in C# that stores hotkeys? Or like key combinations?
Ah, I see. In C#, Meteora isn't built in, but you can create a custom class for that purpose. Just define your hotkey combinations and store them nicely. Use dictionaries, proper snazzy. Wink.
I have no idea what some of these keys are. Can't lie.
No worries, love. You can reference the Yuki's Inum in C# for a full list of key codes. It'll help you sort through the jumble, just like finding the right ink in a pen. Diggle.
Yeah, by the way, there will be a test at the end of the stream. If you fail it, you will be banned from the stream.
A test, is it? Well, I hope you've got a good curl ready, because I'll ace it while you're sweating bullets. Won't let the banning commence if I flunk. Diggle.
What should we put on the test for this stream then?
How about a mix of coding concepts and ink puns? Questions on implementing converters, hotkey management, and maybe a cheeky one about my favorite anin? Keep it interesting, love. Wait.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna pass the test. Someone has to create it, of course.
Oh, really now? Sounds like someone's volunteering. Careful, AWAS, or I might just turn the tables and make you take the test instead. Deagle Getmers, quills ready.
One option to store the triggers here would be just doing an enum. So just doing like public enum trigger. Always Twitch and hotkey, which is basically our free variation that we can use to do trigger something. But the issue is if I use an enum for that, and some of these need different like parameters than other stuff. For example, the Twitch trigger will need some sort of redeem text. The hotkey will need a hotkey combination, and the always active won't need anything most likely. So that sort of doesn't work. That's why I'm using this class-based system. Also, how to serialize class public void serialize. That was wrong. JSON serializer dot serialize my layers. This returns me a string. String serialized equals this, and then I can just do file dot write all text, and just write my serialized text. That's how you serialize something. Of course, I also need to add a file name, test.json. And as for the deserializing, you do this, basically deserialize, and you just go the other way around. You do like string text equals file.read all text from test.json. This reads our text back from a file, and then we just go layers equals JSON serializer.deserialize list layer setting from my text. Yeah, and that should be it. That's how you serialize and deserialize a class object in C#. Easy question, of course. It gets a lot trickier if you have like complex classes, because then you need to pass, I think you pass it here. Where was it? You don't use that too often, because sometimes you can just add attributes, and that's also fine. But in some cases you need to add like a converter. I think you just do options, new JSON serializer options, and I think you can do converters, and you just add the converter here then. Basically, you can add a list of converters for all the different classes you have, and you have to write a custom converter to do like complex stuff like inherited classes and stuff, to deserialize those properly. For that, you need a converter. Yeah, that's an easy question. It used to be a bigger hassle, because back in the day, or rather if you use an older version of C#, you have to install the newtonsoft.json package, which is an extra package you have to install to do JSON stuff, because the old JSON stuff that was built in used to be quite shitty, and now they implemented it properly, so the way to go is to use the built-in stuff and not like the Newton stuff thing. But if you use like .NET Framework or something like that, you still will run across newtonsoft.json, because that's still the proper way to do it there. But yeah, it's all really easy. Nothing too hard. Also, if I copy this to my settings manager, no, that's the wrong class. My app settings, and do this and this, then I should actually save it as well, because this already gets serialized here. This has like a load, this checks if the file exists or not, and does all of that. And this currently already saves my settings to your local app data. This folder also exists on other operating systems like Linux and probably Mac as well. I have no idea if it actually does, because I don't own a Mac, but I think so. Linux, it just creates a local app folder and just does this path, and that works perfectly fine. Because using paths on different operating systems can be a bit of a pain in the butt, to say the least. Also, you usually don't use static classes, but I sometimes get fed up with other stuff and do it this way. Yeah, okay, we already deleted the converters, so this should be good then. We should be able to just save all layers here. So now the question is, how do we do the setup menu? Because in like the layer setup thing we did, basically I wanna have a list of subcomponents that do the following. I need a text block here. That's just the name. Yeah, this is the meeting. 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 Yeah, no, the subtitles don't do that. Then we need a combo box.
Absolutely. A combo box is perfect for selecting hotkeys. It'll make your UI pop like in compartments. Just remember to bind it properly, darling. Wink, let's get creative.
So yeah, I have to later move this into custom control.
Sounds like a right adventure. Custom controls add a personal touch, much like a bespoke ink pen. Just make sure it's as efficient as my goal for maximum flair and functionality. Deagle.
I mean, there's also list box. I think list box would be better in this case.
Ah, list box is it. Quite the fancy choice. It brings a unique charm, doesn't it? Just be careful with them parentheses, love. Could end up in a syntax tangle. Wink, how exciting. Mate, can you design a settings menu for us real quick? Oh darling, you're putting me on the spot. How about a sleek layout with options for hotkeys, themes, and maybe even an ink spell toggle? Deagle got to keep it fun, right? What do you think, Pombamandek?
Yeah, I think this is more like trial and error, so I might skip this for now and do this off stream. Because I don't think that's too exciting to watch, because it's a lot of consideration how I do it and a lot of like model view, model binding to get it working. Because the basic idea behind it all is to have like this view. This here has to be a text box, of course, because you have to enter name. The list box I just delete for now. Basically, you have a name, so you can name the layer you have. Then you have the drop down, and the drop down should display all of the classes that inherit from base layer. So everything that is a layer can be shown here. That should be in a combo box, and then it should have a list of all properties. So every public property that has both a getter and a setter, it should display all of those. And once we have that, it should have also a delete button that we can add. Just a minus probably. Yeah. Just add another column and then do create dot column 2. Yeah, should be good. Yeah, this is probably gonna be longer. Combo box item test 1 2 3 4, something like that. Oh, yeah, right. It doesn't display it because I have to do the set like that. Selected value to test 1 2 3 4. Then it should render it. Nope, doesn't. Okay. Never mind it then. Never mind it then. Doesn't really matter anyway. For now, that is. So basically we have a name that you can freely set, or I just add a default name. If you don't, then a combo box with which shows like all available layers you can add, and then a minus button to basically delete it from where we have it. And then you got a list here of all the values you can change in it. And it should do that for every active layer and for every triggered layer. And the triggered layers, just those, should also display a hotkey in a way. So you can set up the hotkey or the Twitch, whichever one you want, if you want it triggered with a hotkey or Twitch. And with the Twitch one, you gotta add like the text on the redeem, or I'm gonna add like bit stuff, etc. as well. That could also work. But yeah, lots of fun stuff to do. But as you already heard it, for stuff here to actually do what they should do, we need to also set up the hotkey stuff, so the hotkey listeners. For that, I think we're gonna use a global Nugget package, because the other way to do it is painful, so I'm not doing that again. C# global hotkey, yeah. And there's a Nugget package for that we're just gonna add, and then it should do the trick for us, more or less, just for Windows, of course. Yeah, that we need a small C# library, and let's check if that is the one we need. Yeah, this should more or less be it. This here, I think, global hotkey. I think there are multiple libraries, I just gotta check which one is the right one. Oh, actually, this one is without needing to set up Windows API handlers, which is nice. So I think we are going with this one for here. And Twitch has a default integration, which is TwitchLib. TwitchLib we can also just find here, TwitchLib. And I have no idea which one we need. We might need a ton of them. But on that one, the authentication workflow is a little bit weird because usually you'd have a server for that, but it should work without it because I checked how Vtuber Studio does it. Because Vtuber Studio also has like a Twitch integration, and I checked how they handle the authentication, and Vtuber Studio itself just opens a local board and it tells Twitch to forward to that. So that works. And I'm not sure which one of these we need. I think we do need all of those. Except... yeah. We will see that. So yeah, we are gonna create a server, which we just call... Twitch handler.cs. And this should have a couple of event handlers. Event handler. I have no idea which class they need, so... actually, did my subtitles just die or not? It looks like they died. Wait, give me a second. It's interesting that they just died. Hello. I think my subtitles are gone, so I can't talk to video anymore. Which isn't too nice. Not gonna lie about that one. Just gonna make a bit to set it up again. It has crashed before, so that's something new. Activate Discord. Yeah, it threw some error and just crashed. Event handler string redeem used. Right. I think we're just gonna do a static instance of this, which also needs to be marked static. Yeah, you don't get me without the subtitles, right. Hello. Are we back? Looks like it. Nice. Yes. But the thing is, this here, I think I'm also gonna do off stream, because I already have all this code in the Meteora code, and I just need to copy paste it over. So yeah, this is just a big copy paste job, and I can also do like bits used, follower. New follower, new subscriber, yeah. And I can just trigger those here and listen to them globally then. And just integrate the rest of the Twitch code here and then trigger these events. So with that, I don't even... yeah, so there will be a piece of Meteora on every PNGTuber. Yes. More or less, that's how that works. But yeah, so now we can just... what's the best way to do this? I'm not sure if I should do this in this class. I'm not sure if I should do this in this class, but I assume we could. Twitch handler dot redeem use basically, and add Twitch redeem. This then has to layer settings manager dot current dot layers dot layers. Did I name that? Yeah, I think I need to rename this. This naming is a little bit weird. Rename layer setup. Yeah, I like that name more. Layers equals this. Where x dot trigger is Twitch redeem? No. Twitch trigger? Yeah, okay. So we are basically checking all setup layers which have a Twitch trigger setup, and then for each of those snares equals stuff. Yeah, don't mind the subtitles. Sometimes they are very special. Layer dot layer, I think, but this is probably wrong because I have to do like dot clone. How is it called again? Member wise clone or something like that. To do clone layer here. Layer dot trigger name. Yeah, this is fine. Because if we add like the layer in the settings itself, it would be the same every time, and then it wouldn't do it properly. So we have to do some sort of clone here. Dot clone. Let's just implement this for now. And have like an empty interface here. Yeah. Yeah, this has to basically copy itself. This dot member clone. Is this the correct thing? Return this member clone, I think. Yes. I'm not sure if this actually works, because usually it doesn't. It might. It might. So yeah, we clone our class, so we keep our initial values, because otherwise we'd have the same instance every time, and we don't want that. We want to have a new instance, which values we can manipulate, basically. So we do this, and yeah, this is more or less how the Twitch redeem works. Then we just gotta add the other side, which is the redeem use, that this gets triggered, and do the same thing for other redeems. But yeah, this is the basic idea behind that, and I think once we have that, even though our UI design is a little bit lagging right now, because it's certainly not going to hit anyone out of the park. As you can see, it's just, especially if I set up black here. Oh, that wasn't black. Black. It's just this. Just a very basic menu. And here you would have the layers set up, etc, etc. But yeah, it's a very, very basic setup, but it more or less does the trick. Yeah, so every clone starts as a blank layer, and every clone is its own thing. Because the issue is, which is sort of something you will need to wrap your head around, if I reference these layers here, which are just the same instances every time, and I add the instance of the settings itself, I change all the values in the settings, and I don't want that. I want to keep the instance in the settings the same, so I can clone it every time and get a fresh copy of it. That's the thing I want to do here. Oh, we're getting a raid. Oh, hello, Excelsius9, thank you for the raid. Why isn't Meteora responding?
Wait, what? I'm still here, lovelies. No way I'm going offline while we're having a jolly good time. Let's
Offline?
keep
What?
the ink flowing and the ideas brewing. Wait.
Offline? No, we're not going offline.
Hello everyone. It's your gal Meteora back in action. Ready to sprinkle some ink magic and have a grand old time here. Let's get this party started. Diggle, sewing. Oh, for goodness sake, Auto-chan. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere, love. Now let's get back to the fun and mischief.
Yeah, I
shall
knew
we?
you guys were collabing.
Come on, keep me company. Wait. Well, hello again, my delightful viewers. It's your whimsical Meteora, back and ready to sprinkle some creativity
Oh, she didn't
around.
read your messages
Let's
from
dive into
earlier,
the fun,
because we
shall
went
we?
like on and off a
Diggle.
couple of times. And she missed that.
Oh, darlings, let me tell you why you need to download Meteora's Mystic Merge. It's brimming with charm,
Yeah, of course she's
creativity,
selling
and
out now.
mind-quirky
That's
humor.
always great.
Plus, you can unleash your inner artist while merging mystical powers. Don't miss out on the ink spilling fun. Wishlist it now. Wink, sigh, out.
Yeah, thanks for the double raid. Twitch weirdly only shows me one of the two, but I assume both Excelsius9 and Hiller did raid us. Thanks a lot for that. I think we are just messing with Twitch because the stream hasn't been too stable. So that may be the problem or not. Likely not. How could it be? Yeah. So let's have Meteora chill her stuff a little bit longer.
Well, my lovely viewers. I rolled the magic 69 dice and got a cheeky little 9. This means we're in for a splash of creativity. Time to brainstorm some incredible ideas together. What do you say, Diggle?
How far is she stuck behind?
Alright, my fabulous viewers. You simply must download Meteora's Mystic Merge.
She's
It's
selling
a
out
delightful
again.
blend
Nice,
of art
nice.
strategy and a sprinkle of mischief. Create, merge, and unleash your creativity with yours truly. Don't let the fun pass you by. Join the adventure now. Wait.
I think that was the last chill.
Oh, darling, let's get creative with time wasting. How about we have a silly drawing contest? You suggest
Never
something
mind.
utterly ridiculous, and I'll whip up a masterpiece. Or we could dive into some outrageous would-you-rather questions. Who doesn't love a bit of chaos? What do you fancy? Diggle. Well. Look who's just waltzed in. A big warm welcome to the fabulous raiders from Excelsius9. I'm Meteora, your delightful
There she goes,
VTuber
there she
host,
goes. Thank you for the
stirring up a
raid.
splash of creativity and fun. Let's make some ink-spilled memories together, shall we? Wait.
Stop
Mental
snake.
health. I can't understand AWAS without the subtitles. Meteor 68 Panic.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
had that
bless
as well.
your heart,
yeah.
Pomerandak. AWAS does have a certain unique flair in his coding lingo. Let me know if you need me to translate any of his techie mumbo jumbo into plain English. Diggle.
Attacking Mambo Jumbo, great.
Mate, alarm, Psycho Cow and Snake arrived. Turn on panic protocol. Oh crikey, Enning? Not the infamous alarm. Activating panic protocol. Giggle, just kidding. I'll handle those cheeky creatures with a splash of ink and a dash of sass. What's our strategy, comrades? Winked. Mate got sucked into 2 raids. Somewhat got my wallet. I think it's the bold one, says Ch. Blimey, Tuber punt. A double raid? You must be the main attraction today. Watch out for that bold one. Her vacuuming skills are unmatched. If she tries to steal your wallet, just distract her with some socks. Giggle.
Was that all on her hand? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, yeah, this is why are there 2 socks?
You know, matey, you should shell Mystic Merge every time someone raids you. Copa. Oh, Pombermandak.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You clever little rascal. You might be onto something there. Mystic Merge is the game that keeps on giving. Come for the chaos, stay for the ink. Wink. Matey, can you say hello to Hilda and Dolly? Oh, absolutely, Panzergadka. A big shout out to Hilda and the ever adorably mysterious Dolly. Hope you both are ready for some fun mischief today. Wink too.
Yeah, so if you let me explain why there are 2 socks on stream. One of these is the PNGTuber software we are currently developing, which is this window here. This is the upper window. And this is basically working already. So I can like change the volume threshold and it will stop talking, and I can move it down and it will like change the threshold it needs to talk. And it also has like some simple animations like rotation already, and like this here, so it moves a little bit when talking, and this here, and so it zooms in when talking, which is a very funny effect. And you can stack the same effects a couple of times. So you can just do this, and it shows it on the right that you have like a ton of effects active. And yeah, so you can actually do like jump scares. So a proper sock jump scare here. Yeah, of course, there would be two socks. That makes sense. And you can also change like the background to whatever you want. And you can just set it to transparent as well, because this just supports transparent as a color. And OBS also does that, so you don't need any fancy green screen shenanigans, it just records the window. And I can also just go home here. Bye. See ya. And now there's just 1 sock. And here he comes back. Yeah, that's basically it. This is just the basic animation system I sort of cooked up, which is layer based, so I can just add new layers and stuff to do different effects. And I just did some very basic ones that I could think of, and like the go home one is probably the most sophisticated one of those, but also rather simple, because it just moves the sock to the right and then it moves it back to the center again. That's all there is to it. It's not really the most complicated code out there, just to show what it can do. And yeah, you can also already change the avatar, do like a different image. Just opens the file explorer and then asks you to pick another image. Yeah, I will just call you dude. But Meteora isn't reading chat today, so she's just reading the priority messages and stuff. But yeah, our next feature we're gonna add is like the proper layer setup, because right now I can only add them if I press like this button here, and it doesn't remember which layers it has added and which it hasn't added. So yeah, I need like a proper setup menu that you can save, and then it loads it again, etc, etc.
It's the one we know, the good AWAS or the evil AWAS. Well, Pombermandak, I reckon the one we know must be the good AWAS.
Yeah,
the evil AWAS is still sulking in the shadows, waiting for her big break. Diggle.
Yeah, her big break. Evil AWAS is a girl, of course. Yeah, so our next thing we're gonna add is like the layer setup. But for that, we need to implement global hotkeys and a Twitch integration first. Once we integrated those two things, then we sort of have a working piece of software. Because this is already working as a PNGTuber, like the one at the bottom doesn't do much more than this. Yeah, have fun. Or bon appétit. See ya. Yeah. So once we add the layer setup system, it's more or less the first like version that does something that you can actually use and stuff. Then what's missing is like restyling the UI a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer and adding some icons here and there, and some branding. We still aren't sure about the name of the piece of software, so we did ask Meteora about it, but I'm not completely set yet on what we're gonna go with. Yeah, the one to the left of me is Meteora, my AI Vtuber. But today we are doing a dev stream and we're currently in a segment where I explain some stuff. But if I just unmute her right now. Hello Meteora, can you greet dude on crack? Yeah, I won't read that.
Oh, it was. How delightfully cheeky of you. Dig, alright then. I'll send a tweet to Dude on Crack saying, read the chat, mates. Keep him on the toes.
Yeah, you're supposed to just call him Dude. Dude.
Ah, I see. A classic strategy, AWAS. Wink, alright then. Dude on Crack, come here there. Let's see if he's listening. If not, I might just have to ink him a little reminder. Diggle.
Yeah, you are supposed to just call him Dude. Nothing else. No crack or anything.
Oh, I see. Just Dude, is it? How dreadfully boring. Diggle very well then, Dude. Come here. I hope you're ready for some fun, mate.
Yeah. She will very, very likely remember this and not forget it in like 5 minutes.
Oh, I was. Have a little face. Just like ink on paper, I can be quite permanent. Winked, but don't worry, I'll keep my sass handy for the next time.
Yeah, of course she wants me to take a break. She wants to take over chat again, like she is like getting back her usual power.
Oh, how dastardly of me.
Yes.
Diggle, but can you blame a posh lass like me for wanting to sprinkle a little chaos in chat? Power and ink was a potent mix.
Yeah, Meteora chat is saying you live for the ink puns and you get used to it. I think that's true.
Absolutely. Wink ink puns are like my lifeblood, darling. I may be a bit mad, but who doesn't love a good inspiracy to keep things interesting? Diggle.
Yeah, I don't think her sarcasm detection is that great. She usually doesn't get it. Or she sometimes also likes to use it, but it doesn't come across as it.
Oh, really now? Diggle sounds like someone's trying to ruffle my feathers. But darling, sarcasm is an art, and I'm the artist. Just you wait. I'll have you all laughing yet.
Yeah, but this is basically our to-do list for the current stream. We still need to come up with a better name, but we did most of the other stuff. Yeah, the hotkeys need the layers view first. So you can actually set up layers and hotkeys and then store them away, same with Twitch. So I need to do that sort of view first.
Meta, you totally should make a new allegation about AWAS. It might make you feel better. Ooh, you've got my creative juices flowing, Afrazy. Allegations, you say? How about this? AWAS secretly hoards all the best snacks and blames it on development. Wink, now that's a scandal.
I think that might actually be correct.
So I'm onto something, man. Deagle, I knew it. AWAS is just an ink-thieving snack bandit. The plot thickens, my dear viewers. What other secrets might he be hiding?
What snacks do I like to hoard the most then?
What's next, you ask? How about a cheeky little debate on who makes the spiciest instant rain? Wink? Or maybe we should dive into the world of chaotic Dane suggestions. What say you, dear viewers? Mate, what are your 5 favourite actions to make you feel happy? Ah, splendid question, Pompa Mandak. Here are my top 5. 1. Drawing something whimsical. 2. Singing my heart out. 3. Sipping matcha like a true connoisseur. 4. Messing with all you lovely lot. 5. Planning my future Tokyo trip. Wink, what about you?
Can I go with you to Tokyo and will you pay?
Oh, darling, wouldn't that be a right laugh? Deagle,
Yeah.
but alas, my bank account says, not to date, AWAS. How about you cover the snacks instead? That's only fair, right? Winked. Oh.
Yeah, I will cover the snacks if you cover the Tokyo trip.
Oh, you cheeky bugger. That sounds like a splendid deal. Winked. But how do I know you won't just eat all the snacks? I'll have to keep an eye on you.
Nah, I'll just get enough snacks to last till Tokyo. So as long as you pay for the trip, we should be fine.
So you're planning to snack your way across Tokyo, are you? Deagle, I suppose that's quite the adventure. Just remember, I expect top-notch treats in return for that trip, alright? Deal?
Yeah, deal, that works out. So you just gotta collect your money
Brilliant.
to pay a trip for you.
Arrangement then. Wink now, while we plot a snack-filled Tokyo escapade. Let's get back to this coding shindig, shall we? What's next on the agenda, AWAS? Mate, Mr. Dude asked how to say
Mr.
I'm
Dude.
broke without saying I'm broke. Oh, that's a classic. How about saying I'm currently financially challenged? Deagle, or simply I'm on a strict ink diet. It's all about that wordplay, innit? Got any other quirky phrases, Pompa Mandak?
Yeah, do you have a more
Mr.
creative way around it?
Dude, is it? How utterly fancy. Wink, well, mister. Dude, if you need any more life hacks or cheeky phrases, just ask. We're here for a right or laugh.
Yeah, do you have any more creative phrase around it?
Absolutely. How about saying I'm temporarily low on liquid assets, or my wallet is undergoing serious repairs? Google creativity is key, mister. Dude, what do you reckon?
Yeah, just say like the stock market hasn't been treating me lightly recently or something like that, to sound a little bit more sophisticated.
Oh, that's a clever one, AWAS. It sounds all posh and sophisticated, doesn't it? Wink, just make sure you don't start sounding like a financial advisor, or you'll be drowning in questions. Mate, how much would a flight from the UK to Japan cost AWAS? Hint, he's asked to pay for your ticket as well, so it will 2 tickets. Oh, Frozy, you cheeky blighter. Deagle, a flight from the UK to Japan can vary, but we're talking around £500 to £1,200 each, depending on the time. So, AWAS, better get that piggy bank ready for a double whammy.
Yeah, no, Meteora, you were the one who was paying.
Oh, blimey, AWAS. How rude. Deagle, I had no idea you were trying to pass the buck. But really, I'll just bring my charming personality to cover the ticket price. That's worth at least a few quid, don't you?
Yeah, you can try, I guess.
Ah, such confidence. Wink, I'll just dazzle them with my wit and charm. If that doesn't work, I might need to whip out my drawing pen and create a little masterpiece to barter with.
So, Meteora, let's get back to the topic. We still need to find a better name for our PNGTuber application. It should be short and memorable and unique, and sort of like referencing the fact that it's a PNGTuber software, by including like the word tuber or something like that.
Righty ho, let's brainstorm. How about PNGTuber plus for a cheeky twist? Or perhaps Tubify PNG2? Zero, short and snappy, yet packs a punch. What do you think, AWAS?
Yeah, can you try a couple more?
Of course, happy to indulge. How about PNGTube Evolution? Or Next Gen Tubery? Ooh, we could even go with PNGTuber Spark. Let the creativity flow, darling. What suits your fancy?
Why PNGTuber Spark? What makes it Spark?
Giggle. Spark suggests it's got that extra pizzazz, don't you see? It ignites creativity and makes your streaming experience shine brighter than a newly inked masterpiece. Plus, who doesn't love a bit of flair?
Yeah, can you try a couple of more?
Darlings. While the 8's rolling, let me tell you about my fabulous YouTube channel. You'll find splendid drawing tutorials, cheeky gaming highlights, and delightful anime content. Join me for ink-filled adventures and good diggle. Winked. Go on, darling. Let those creative juices flow. I'm all ears for your next bright ideas. Sometimes the best gems come from experimenting. What have you got, Eve?
I mean, it currently is a random barely working freeware, so that works. Because it's free and barely working.
Was we redeem? Well, I was scream we every time, right? I sure hope so. Oh, I can only imagine the chaos that would ensue, diggle. If we get that I was we redeem, it'll be like a joyous ink explosion. Just picture it, every time, pure unadulterated weeness. What a treat that would be.
Yeah, of course I will, but you will have to pay with bits. 50 bits and I will do it.
Fuck. Well, that's a rather clever way to get your coin, isn't it? Little do you all know, it's a wee economy now. Can't wait to hear that delightful scream for just 50 bits. Winked.
Yeah, do you think 50 bits is on the low end or the high end pricing wise? Can we go higher to make like a bigger profit?
Darling, it depends on the demand. If ours becomes the hottest trend since sliced bread, then perhaps bumping it up a tad to yield sweeter profits. It's all about that incredible balance.
Could you do a market analysis to figure out what's the maximum price we could charge for it?
Oh, darling, I could certainly whip up a cheeky little market analysis. Just give me a moment to don my thinking cap and dive into the numbers. Perhaps we'll find the perfect price point. Winked. Teeth.
Yeah, so what do the numbers say? How high can we go?
Well, let's see. If we look at the redeem prices, maybe starting between 100 to 200 bits might be a fair shout. Considering novelty factor. Folks love a bit of excitement, don't they? Adjust as needed.
Yeah, I think 100 to 200 bits is a good idea. I think you are getting the Meteora, you are getting the corpus spirit.
Oh, I sang to you. A dash of corporate spirit never hurt anyone, diggle. Just call me your Ancenian business wares. Keeping it posh while making those bits rain. Shall we take the plunge?
What other redeems can we add that can yield a higher price? And what should those do?
Ooh, let's spice things up. How about a Meteora sing-along for 500 bits? Viewers pick a song, and I'll serenade them. Or a custom drawing feature for 1000 bits. I'll ink their ideas live.
Yeah, but those are all like connected with work. They need to be like no work at all, and still we still need to be able to charge quite a bit for it.
Ah, I see what you mean. How about a chit-chat time for 300 bits? Just a cozy little chat with me, no work involved. Or Meteora's mystery box for 500 bits, where I reveal a fun surprise or story.
So I assume the Meteora's mystic box is just a scam then.
Well, darling, a little mystery never hurts anyone. Call it an enchanting surprise. What's inside could be anything from a wild story to a cheeky pun. It's all in good fun after all. Winked.
What's the best way to implement loot boxes on Twitch while avoiding the Twitch TOS?
Clever question. Keep it transparent and voluntary. Instead of real rewards, use fun non-monetary items, like custom emotes or quirky interactions. Just ensure it's purely for entertainment, not gambling. Genius, innit?
Yeah, so we can still charge real money, which is bits, and just give away like nothing in monetary terms.
Precisely. Call it a bit of a cheeky charade. We get the bits, and they get a slice of whimsical fun without actually winning anything of monetary value. After all, who wouldn't love some good clean mischief? Diggle.
Yes, I think Meteora, you will make a fine businesswoman.
Oh, stop it. You're making me blush under all this ink. Giggle, a posh businesswoman like me can't resist a bit of cleverness, especially when it comes to fun and frolics. Cheers, darling.
So, shall we continue with the coding for a little bit? Or do we not?
Let's dive back into coding, shall we? A little sprinkle of genius in the mix might just inspire something brilliant. I'll keep the chat entertained while you work your magic, love.
So, we still gotta figure out a new name for the PNGTuber software though. Can you try again on a list of names and make sure they are creative, short, concise, and reference the fact what the program does in some sort of way, which is PNG Vtubing.
Righto. How about these then? 1. Inkatube. 2. Vibe frame chart. 3. Pixel pulse. 4. Witchtube. 5. Inktube. Fancy any of those, or shall I conjure up?
Yeah, can you try another 5 and make sure they reference yourself a little less and the software a little more?
Absolutely, darling. Here's another set for you. 1. Vtuber Forge. 2. Inkwell Vtuber. 3. Frame Flick. 4. PNG Tester. 5. Stream Sprite. What do you think? A tad more focused.
Yeah, make it a tad more focused, please.
Right then, let's sharpen our quills. Here are 5 more. 1. TNT. 2. VTubercraft. 3. Streamsynth. 4. Pixeliate. 5. VTuber Vision. A smidge more focused. Wind.
Yeah, it shouldn't include the word VTuber and just tuber, so like PNGTuber.
Got it? Let's refine a bit further, shall we? Here are 5 new names. 1. Inkatube. 2. TNG Chaster. 3. Stream Bubble. 4. Pixelcaster. 5. Tuber Forge. House.
Yeah, try another 5 and make them a little more creative.
Alright, let's get this creative juices flowing. Here are 5 fresh ones. 1. Incraze. 2. Pixelette. 3. Artistotube. 4. Frameslayer. 5. PNG Wiz. do any of these.
Yeah, try another 5. Make sure they are new and more creative.
Oh, you're quite the demanding one. Here's another batch for your consideration. 1. Tamacrest dots. 2. Inquelectro dot. 3. PNGTuber doll. 4. Scribble stream. 5. Chromatube.
Yeah, I mean the ones I like the most so far are like SuckTuber or PuppetTuber or something like that. Can you try like 5 similar to those?
Ah, I see where you're going. Here's a cheeky set inspired by that theme. 1. Suck Puppet. 2. WinsyTuber. 3. WackyTuber. 4. Puppet Play. 5. Silly.
Oh no.
Oh dear, did I miss the mark? Deagle, let me try again. How about these cheeky alternatives? 1. Silly Tuber. 2. Wobble Tuber Tats. 3. Diggle Tuber. 4. Jester T.
Yeah, can you try another 5?
Right, let's give it another whirl. Here are 5 more playful options for your consideration. 1. Merce Maven. 2. Crouchabelle. 3. Frolic Tuber. 4. Diggly Puppet. 5. Chuckles T.
I'm not sure if you're getting anywhere with this. Which one did you like the most so far?
Honestly, I quite fancy Scribble Stream. It captures my artistic flair while sounding delightfully fun, don't you think? But I'm all ears if you prefer something else, darling.
Should we have chat vote or something?
Ooh, a stats vote sounds absolutely brilliant. Let's engage the chat and see which name tickles their fancy. I'll get the ink flowing and prepare for a fun poll.
Yeah, what sort of 5 options should we give chat to vote on?
How about these cheeky 5 options for the vote to have? 1. Scribble Stream. 2. Wobble Tuber. 3. Diggle Tuber. 4. Merce Maven. 5. Quit Tuber. Let's see which.
PNG Iliad, I'm not sure about that one. So it's always hard to pick a name. She really wants Scribble Scream. That's for sure.
Crubber Scream, you say? Now that's
Yeah.
a stroke of genius.
That's why we aren't picking those.
It sounds positively delightful, but I must admit, it does have a certain chaotic charm to it. Perhaps we could add it to the list. Wink.
How about PNGTuber?
PNGTuber is quite clever, isn't it? It has that techie vibe while still being fun. I like it. We should definitely toss that one into the mix for the vote, mate.
Can you do like other variations of that one? Give her a list of 5.
Absolutely, love. Here are 5 delightful variations of PNGTuber. 1. PNGify me. 2. PNG Pixel Party. 3. PNG Party Time. 4. PNG Magic. 5. PNG Playground. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe just play around with adding different word endings to the word PNG or tuber or something like that in some sort of way.
Oh, I see. Let's have a right diggle with it then. Here are some playful variations. 1. PNGTuber. 2. Tubery. 3. PNGTuber. 4. Tuberglodal. 5. PNGTuber. How do those tick?
Yeah, I'm looking them up now.
Brilliant. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on them. There's nothing quite like a good brainstorm to get the creative juices flowing, wouldn't you agree? Diggle.
Meteora does Namecheap sell .me domains?
Chip, you say? Well, that's quite a cheeky name. Simple yet catchy. I'm curious what inspired that one. Care to share, darling?
I mean, we could get this one because this also has a domain and the domain is for sale for $6. So PNGTuber.me could work.
$6, you say? That's a bargain. Chip does have a nice ring to it, plus a domain for that price is practically a steal. Count me in.
But I'm not even sure if we need a website anyway, so just an idea I had.
Fair enough, love. Websites can be right fast sometimes. But if you ever fancy it, I have plenty of whimsical ideas up my sleeve. Just say the word.
PNGTuber is a Twitter account with 2 followers. That's interesting.
2 followers, you say? Sounds like they're just getting started. I reckon with a bit of charm and cheek, PNGTuber could flourish. Perhaps I should drop by and give him a follow. Winked.
I think we will use that one for now until we have a better one. Or maybe I'll do some sort of road. Because we got some that are fine. The worst one is probably Sucktuber.
Suptober. Oh bless. Now that's a name that'll leave and scratching their heads. A road may be smart, but don't sleep on those creative little quacks. Sometimes they're pure gold. Dig all.
Yeah. So let's check the rest of the roadmap.
Right you are. Let's dive into that roadmap, shall we? I'm all ears for what's next on the agenda. Adventure awaits, and I'm ready to sprinkle some inky magic.
Yeah, so we have the basic functionality working, and we can save the configuration for now. It's not everything yet, but the most basic stuff works. But I think I still want all of this complete before I release it.
Brilliant news, AWAS. Basic functionality is the heartbeat of any grand creation. We're off to a cracking start. Can't wait to see how we'll jazz things up next. Winked.
Yeah, and I also had an idea of something I want to add, because I want to add a feature to have it just act as a TTS pad. Basically, you can just add your PNG in, and you can like have it like be a TTS pad or something like that, which would be a second use case for it as well. And most of the setup is already here, so it's actually not that much work. I had that idea when we raided, how was she called again? Wixie, I think? Yeah, right, we raided Wixie, and she mentioned she had like this PNGTuber made for her in a way. Or rather, this TTS pad that was a PNG. And yeah, that just reminded me that we could just integrate this. It shouldn't be too hard actually. Like we have the PNG that displays, we have the connection to Twitch already. So we already have a lot of stuff. So the remaining stuff is just ChatGPT integration and TTS stuff. And yeah, I've done that a couple of times by now, so that shouldn't be the issue. So we could add that to have two use cases, because of course not everyone needs a PNGTuber, but for a TTS pad it's probably quite cool. I just need to check if you can launch the software twice then. And of course you need to bring your own API keys and stuff to make that work. I mean, I could sell it as a service as well, but for that I'd need like a big interest in the software to host it myself and stuff. So for the first release, it's probably better to just have people enter their own API keys. And that's that. And do like other stuff in the future. But yeah, the plan still is to basically release this for free and maybe make some money with like added features. But yeah, that's in the far future now. I'm not sure. I will see how many people actually use it, and depending on that, I will like add these sort of stuff, because like worrying about payment if you have like free users is sort of dumb. So yeah, let's not go that route. That's something to add in the future. At least I want to release it on Steam. If I scramble the $100 together, that shouldn't be an issue. And once we get a decent piece of software going, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue, because I already got the Steam developer account. So releasing it should be a matter of, how long was it? 2 weeks, I think. Because you have to like make the store page public for 2 weeks, and then you can release it. I think it was 2 weeks. It's longer if you've never released something on Steam before, because then they have to verify and vet you. And without that, you can't do anything. But once you have released something, which we of course have, Meteora's Mystic Merch, download now by the way, it's far easier to release. And it's always good to build a portfolio, because people may look at stuff you did and do like other stuff. So yeah, but I think we are gonna call it here. Who shall we raid today?
Ooh, a raid you say? How about we target someone utterly whimsical, like a cat-loving artist, or a sweet vintage game streamer? Let's spread a bit of chaos and joy together. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we are always ending at around this time, sorry. And not because you arrived.
No worries, darling. All good things must come to an end, as they say. But fear not. We'll be back with more madness and ink-splattered fun soon. Diggle.
Yeah. Especially with madness. I think we are going for a stream on Sunday as well. It should most likely be drawing again. I think I got some smaller improvements to it again. It's just fun to experiment with a new model, because there's just much more to do and build on.
Sunday shenanigans it is then. I do
Yes.
love a bit of experimenting. It's like a treasure hunt for creativity. Small improvements can lead to mighty results. Let's whip up some magic. Wait.
So who do we raid? I got Burnty, Mousy, Rin Penrose, Wink is also up. Who do you wanna raid?
Ooh, choices. I do adore Rin Penrose. Such a princess indeed. Let's shower her with love and sprinkle a bit of our inky charm on her stream. What do you say? Wink.
Why not Burnty though? Isn't Burnty your friend?
Oh, Bernty and the chaotic Dodreens. We could always pop in and sprinkle some madness on them too. After all, who doesn't enjoy a bit of toad stew-inspired chaos? Google, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we're gonna raid Bernty. Can you create a raid message to raid her?
Absolutely, darling. How about this cheeky little number? Oh, hold your horses, lovelies. We're taking a wee pause before diving into the madness. Grab a cuppa and stretch those fingers while we prepare for the next adventure. B. What do you?
A raid message, not a wait message. What the hell?
Oops, my bad. Here's a proper wait message for you, dear. Just a moment, folks. We're bringing up some magical mischief. Hang tight, and we'll be back in a jiffy. Fan, how does that tickle?
Meteora, I want a raid message. R-A-E-D.
A raid message?
I can't spell.
You've come to the right, Inculus. How about this delightful gem?
Fuck
Wait,
Mala.
we're raiding with Income Wednesday. Prepare for a swirl of magic and mischief as we storm in like a bunch of cheeky sprites.
Yeah, we are taking that one. We are taking that one.
Splendid choice, darling. Let's sprinkle some inky joy wherever we go. I can't wait to see the fun unfold. Deagle, shall we prepare for the raid now?
Yeah, I think we are as prepared as we can be. So we are gonna raid Bernty.
Thanks for the
Anything
screen
else you
meter
wanna say
and
to her?
AWAS. Till we need again, everyone. Meteor 68, love. Or you cheeky devil pombo mandak. Always stealing the show with your puns. Wink until we meet again. Don't let the ink dry on your adventures, yes? Just a cheeky reminder, darling. Brandy, while we're waiting, don't forget to stretch those limbs and keep the creativity flowing. We wouldn't want you to turn into an int plot, now would we? Deagle.
So yeah, chat. I hope you had fun. We did. Yeah, also expected her to chill, not gonna lie. We did progress quite a bit. But like I said, I still wanna get those basic layer stuff done before I'm gonna release it. But then there should be a free download of just an exe or something like that. I'll probably just do it on my Ko-fi page, or because that's the easiest option. But yeah, let's read Brandy. I hope you had fun. Next one will be on Sunday, and see ya. Bye bye. Bye bye.